Now quickly before I dive into today's video, I do just want to say if you're looking for how you can get this car and the design for free, just skip to the very end of the video as this is the last rare car I cover. Just wanted to throw that in quick for you guys because I know that's going to be the title and thumbnail and the reason a lot of you guys are here. Boys, welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the rarest cars that are in the game right now, ones that you may have. You probably don't have all of these, but if you do, make sure you comment that down below. We are going to be covering 3 of them in today's videos, as well as a couple runner-ups that I have to cover in every video, otherwise I receive comments down below as to why I left them out. Now to kick today's video off, I do want to just say we do have a sponsor for today's video, and they do provide mod accounts, so if you do want to get your hands on all the cars, just make sure you pay attention during the sponsor that is coming up. And as for the 2 cars that are going to be the runner-up in today's video, I am going to cover those right now so that we don't have to later, and they are 2 DLC cars that were added into the game. Now there is one we are going to include at the very end of the video that currently is the rarest car. I'm going to show you guys how you can go ahead and get it if I think you should get, but the first one is the Ford GT OPI edition. This was a stupid collab on Forza's part. You had to buy $20 worth of nail polish. For whatever reason, that was their groundbreaking collaboration, was a nail polish company, and then you got a code for this Ford GT that is a little better than the regular Ford GT. I don't actually have it because I thought it was dumb. And the other one is the Ford 5-Window Deluxe, which released with the launch of the game with an exclusive controller in which you got the code for this car. And I did get scammed trying to buy the code the first time, ended up getting it the second time. Not worth it in my opinion, either of these 2 cars. But this one does look pretty cool. You can pretty much just use the exact same car right here though and download the paint job. But anyways, let's move on to the important parts of today's video. But before we get there, we do have a sponsor for today's video that is about 30 seconds long. So if you want to skip that, go ahead and skip just about 30 seconds. And if that doesn't interest you, no worries. The first car on our list today, we're actually going to be including one of the new cars for the fact that it's insanely rare right now because it just came out, and it's only going to get much more rare as the time goes on, as this is the first time this car is releasing. And I'm lumping them both together because they're kind of equal rareness. I imagine the series one, more people will get that than just this week's, but both of these 2 cars, the MG6 X Power and the MG6, both of these cars are going to be extremely rare because their cars are going to be very sought after. If people didn't have the chance to get them this week, people aren't even really selling them this week. And this is a car that for once in Forza Horizon's lifetime, you actually have a chance to get while you're watching this video. So I recommend you go ahead and do so before it resets. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, by the time you're watching this video, it's too late to get the MG6, but you could still get on the auction house. That being said, you should still go ahead and get this car right here, as they will be much more rare down the road. Now, as for the second one today, a bit of a weird one. I believe this car has only released, once again, 1 time to the game. It was a little while ago. It has gone through the auction house reset, so this car may go up for sale eventually if it hits a 20 million price point. I don't know what it's at right now. All I know is it's decently hard to find. I don't even have one in my arsenal, and it has only released 1 time to the game. That being said, I'm sure it's due to release sometime soon, so if you get the chance to sell yours for 20 million, if you do have one, I might recommend doing that because these cars tend to release pretty soon after their initial launch. So I would say we are due for that. That being said, I like this car. I like how it looks when it released. I don't know why I didn't get my hands on one back then when it was free, but now I can just hope of perhaps coming across one in the auction house. That being said, they do show up very uncommonly. But that's enough of this one. Let's move to the final one on our list today before we break into the big one that I'm going to talk about in a way that you could go ahead and get it. Now, this car that I'm putting at number 1, I don't necessarily know if these should be in any particular order, as they are just all very rare vehicles. And it's got a weird name. I believe it's released once or twice into the game, and the reason this car is so uncommon right now is because, first of all, it didn't look too cool when it released, so not a lot of people decided to get their hands on it. It didn't look like it would be super fast, and it didn't look like it would drift well, so not a lot of people were drawn to it. And then after the auction house price reset, I don't think its price went up very high, so not a lot of people are looking to sell it. That being said, not a lot of people know that this car is rare or are even looking to purchase it, so if one does come come up in the auction house, chances are you are going to be able to get your hands on it. I do actually have one of these, so we can take a look at exactly what it sells for. Oh, there we go. I have two of them for some reason. And at the highest price point, it is 2.1 million, which is not a lot of money. And at the lowest, it's 138,000. So it's a very easy car to, or affordable car to get your hands on if one does happen to come up. But that being said, you do just have to get a little bit lucky in hoping that one, again, does actually show up for you. So that's all for the list today. We are gonna dive into one final car for today's video, and that is Forza's most recent collaboration with Oreo. It's a bit of a weird one, but also kind of cool because you do get a free DLC code for this car that all you have to do is pretty much purchase Oreos. Now, unfortunately, this is only available in certain UK countries, meaning if you live in Canada or the United States, you can't go buy Oreos and get this car. They also did it with Halo and Sea of Thieves. As you can see, I actually play more Sea of Thieves than I do Forza, so I happen to get my hands on the ship right here. I am going to get my hands on the car here eventually to show you guys, but it kind of sucks that it's not available in the US or UK or Canada. That being said, what often happens at times where they release just a car based on a cosmetic, I'm sure it does have its own DLC type thing around it. What a lot of people do, if you go find the actual car, which it was the Pagani, it was the Roadster right here. If you get in the car, lots of times with the DLC cars, people have actually gone ahead and just remade a skin. That's what happened with the Ford GT OPI edition. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to find new designs, and you set your make and model to the current car, and then in the description I just typed in Oreo. If we search for this car now, if someone has made one, chances are they're gonna name it the whatever Oreo, then the design will come up for us. This one looks close enough right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop in this car. And although it might not be perfect right now, as time goes on, this car did just release 2 days ago for more people to purchase. As time goes on a little further, better versions of this will come out, but it's pretty much all you have to do to get the design. You don't have to purchase the DLC car, because now no one can tell the difference because they look exactly the same. Anyways, that is it for the end of the video today. If you made it all the way through to the end, let me know in the comments. As always, we will see you boys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.